Welcome everyone to CDK Connect's breakout sessions. This session is Confidently Evolve to the Future of Dealership Accounting. My name is Dan Doolin. I'm a product marketer here at CDK. I'm happy to be walking through this breakout session with you. Let's go ahead and get started. Our agenda for this session is we're going to talk about why CDK is leading the industry in dealership accounting. We're going to talk about some of our new reimagined accounting workflows, and I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of a couple of those workflows. Next, we're going to talk about the deployment and enablement process for those workflows to your dealership. And then we're going to hear from Mary from Corwin Auto Group, and she's going to talk about the keys to a smooth transition that they experienced as they moved to the new accounting workflows. As you know, CDK has been leading the industry in dealership accounting for over 40 years. There's several reasons for that, but some of the highlights are that CDK provides audit trails that you can trust. Those are obviously very important in the accounting world. We provide insights that help you run your dealership in the most productive way possible. We provide multi-store and multi-company accounting that is trusted by more of the larger dealership groups than any other solution in the industry. We provide approved financial statement for all major OEMs, both for automotive dealers and for heavy truck dealers. And we're continuously reimagining workflows for efficiency and accuracy within your dealerships. As we've built this legacy of industry-leading accounting solutions for you and your dealerships, we understand that we have to continue to innovate. And that means continually understanding what you need to keep your dealership successful for the next 40 years. One, dealers ask us for additional efficiency within their business office and throughout the dealership. You need accounting processes that are faster to learn and easier to use. And you're going to need systems that are built on a technology platform that you can depend on for many years to come. You're also going to need a technology platform to enable future capabilities, such as artificial intelligence. And you need systems that support the complex business rules that you require in your dealerships. I'd like to spend a few minutes talking about CDK's reimagined accounting workflows. Our new reimagined accounting workflows are delivering simplicity, efficiency, and accuracy. I've got this broken up into 4 ways that these workflows are accomplishing those benefits. First, let's talk about workflow ease of use. The workflows are intuitive, fast to learn, and easy to use. They provide things like type-ahead search and smart search tools to help you reduce the potential for mistakes, and even give you the ability to navigate through the new screens using just your 10 keypad on your keyboard. We know that many experienced users are used to navigating with the 10 keypad, and it's important for you to have that capability even in the new workflows. So we've delivered that capability to you as well. Now let's talk about combined workflow tasks. The process of completing a task or several related tasks are now combined into just a few screens, giving you the ability to spend less time on those tasks and access relevant data more quickly and easily. Let's talk about document accessibility. As you know, CDK has one of the most robust document management systems in the industry. And being able to search for those electronic documents is great. But now we're making those documents more readily accessible to you within the workflows themselves. I'll show you a couple examples of that in the demonstration. Lastly, let's talk about scalability and integration. Being able to process tasks through the new workflows more quickly and easily is great. But sometimes you have large amounts of transactions that works much better if you can just import those transactions in as a batch. A great example of that is our new power posting capability in the general ledger, giving you the ability to upload as many transactions as you'd like with multiple reference numbers. That's a new and improved power posting capability that some dealers have told us is a game changer for them. And that's great. That's the results that we're looking for. And those are the results that you're looking for as well. Now, most importantly, what are the benefits to you of these new workflows? Here are some examples of the benefits that these newer reimagined accounting workflows are delivering to dealers. As we look at accounts payable, you can see a 50% increase in efficiency when processing vendor payments through the new workflows. 30 DMS functions now simplified into 7 workflows, and the training time reduced from several weeks to just a matter of minutes and hours. On accounts receivable, we see a 30% increase in efficiency and reducing 11 DMS functions, having those simplified into just 3 workflows. And on the general ledger, we see a 15% increase in efficiency and taking 5 DMS functions and simplifying that into 3 workflows. I really think we'll see that 15% number increase as more dealers start using the general ledger workflows and we see that power posting capability used even more. Here's a quick look at some of the workflows that we are actively deploying to dealers today. In accounts payable, you see vendor management, the purchase order dashboard, AP invoice, AP payments, on-demand payments, and the payment register. And 1099 processing was used last year by almost all of our dealers. These workflows are delivering great efficiency for the dealers that are using them. From an accounts receivable perspective, the accounts receivable dashboard is getting great feedback, and AR apply payments and AR statements are being utilized as well. Again, on the general ledger side, we have the create journal entry workflow, power posting, and adjust and reverse entries as well. And we're also deploying the new electronic time clock workflow out to dealers as well. You can see that the slide says that select dealers are using these new workflows. And we're going to talk about the deployment process here in just a minute. But first, let's take a look at an example of some of the new workflows. All right, so we've logged in and we're going to access the new accounting workflows from CDK Unify. Here you can see a list of many of the accounting workflows that we're currently working on that are being used by dealers today. For our demonstration today, we're going to take a look at the accounts receivable dashboard. The accounts receivable dashboard is a great example of many of the characteristics of the new accounting workflows. For example, you can see all the information available on the screen. The columns can be sorted, for example, by balance due, credit percentage used, current charges, payment received, aging buckets, etc. The data can also be filtered using the filters above. You can also download this information into an Excel file, a PDF report, or even archive it into the search and archive capabilities. From here, an accounts receivable user can also drill into customer information. Think about a situation where a customer calls your dealership and might have a question about their account. Your accounts receivable clerk can quickly access the customer information, including comments, detailed aging information, payment history. And what's great about the payment history is that you see the receipt there for that payment. If we click on that, we will see the document for that payment receipt that is now appearing on our screen. So in a situation where a customer calls and says, I need a copy of my receipt for my last payment, your accounts receivable clerk can also very quickly email that receipt to the customer or print it and mail it to the customer. This is a great example of that document accessibility, having those documents being available in the workflows. You may also print past statements, as well as create an interim statement as well, directly on the fly for the customer. Being able to do a lot of things in a very short amount of time. From here, we can also access other accounts receivable workflows, such as apply payments. Now the accounts receivable clerk can quickly apply a payment to this customer's balance. You'll also notice the ability at the top of the screen to import deposits, another example of the scalability and integration. That's a quick look at a couple of new workflows that we have available for you and how much they can speed up your daily processes. Now let's talk through the deployment and the enablement process. I understand there's been a little bit of confusion about when the workflows are going to be available, and I understand that. And the purpose of this session today is to help you understand a little bit more about our process and also to help you understand what to watch for as the workflows become available to you. The graphic is an indication of our process to deploy the workflows to your dealership. First, we're going to confirm your data and your environment are both ready for the new workflows. We're going to deploy those new workflows to your system, and we're going to alert you in many ways that the new workflows are available to you. First, we're going to alert you with a message in Unify. We're also going to send you emails, and also we'll have pop-up messages within your current DMS environment to help you understand that there's a new workflow available to you. For example, if you access the PCK function and we've enabled the new AP payments workflow for you, you'll see a pop-up message when you go to that PCK function to let you know that the workflow is now available for you. Now, in our process, that starts a series of events whereby at the end of that, in about a month, that legacy drive function, in this case PCK, will no longer be available to you. And I'm not trying to alarm you with that message. I just want to help you be prepared for what that's going to look like. So when you see the pop-up message, know that it's time to be ready to start using the new workflow and take those actions. And we're going to talk about what those actions are, and Mary's going to help us here in just a few minutes with that as well. Most importantly, we're going to gather feedback from you as you begin using the new workflows. So you will see surveys pop up as you start using the new workflows, and that feedback is very important to us. So again, this process is very regimented. It's not happening for everyone at once. We're trying to do this in a very methodical process to make sure that you have the best experience possible and that it's not a big interruption to your day, and you can start seeing those benefits of the new workflows when they're ready for you. Now at this time, I want to turn it over to Mary from Core1 Auto Group, and she's going to talk about the keys to their smooth transition to using the new accounting workflows. Mary?
Thanks, Dan. When Dan invited me to share some information regarding the new accounting workflows in Unify, I was excited to be a part of this presentation because I've had so much positive feedback from our employees that have been using it. I've been with the Core1 organization for 33 years and have worked directly with CDK in the rollout of the Unify workflows. I think it's always helpful to have someone that trains and tests on a new program before trying to deploy it throughout all of our other locations. We started by inviting CDK to our Accounting 20 group meeting, and they presented several new functions. It generated a lot of excitement and interest in all the things shared with us. With the new Unify workflows, we have customer success specialists available for assistance. They work directly with us on setups and training, which has been very beneficial. We were able to schedule additional sessions for each location. The customer success specialists that we are working with have been passing on our change requests to a product change specialist. Because we've seen several of these changes already, we've been encouraging our accounting staff to use Unify so that we can help make it a smooth process for everyone. I wanted to share a few of the most popular changes that have really gotten all of our staff motivated to learn and work in these new workflows. With accounts payable, it's faster and easier. You can reconcile multiple accounts on our screen and generate a batch of checks from the reconciliations. The data save feature. Users are often interrupted or need to occasionally pause for additional information. In workflows, it'll save the information you have entered and you can finish later without starting over. With accounts receivable, the AR dashboard makes it so much easier to access customer accounts and a variety of information all within the same area. We can add comments into the accounts, which has been very beneficial for documenting phone calls and updates regarding collections. And anyone can see this information when we look at the account. At our organization, we post through OpenIMCAP, and the new workflows will generate a receipt. This is a major improvement, and the receipt is customer friendly for those companies that like to have confirmation of their payments. We can also view payment history. We can print and reprint statements and receipts all out of the AR dashboard. We can print interim statements, and we can email the statements right from the customer's account. With the implementation we have done so far, I would say our employees prefer to work in the Unify workflows. I also wanted to mention CDK University. Although I've not had the opportunity to fully explore this yet, my goal is to utilize the features in University to be able to assign courses to new employees that will allow them to learn more about the system independently at their own pace before we get them started with their trainer. I'm looking forward to the opportunities that we can benefit from going forward. Thank you for your time. I hope your organization finds the same value in these upgrades that we have experienced. Overall, I feel the new accounting workflows are increasing efficiency, improving accuracy, and creating a better user experience for our employees. Thank you for your time. I hope your organization finds the same value in these upgrades that we have experienced.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mary. Thank you for taking the time to share your experience and those tips for transitioning to the new accounting workflows. We really appreciate that. Now let's talk about some additional resources for you as you start to think about transitioning to the new accounting workflows. Most importantly, we have the accounting workflow webpage that we've made available for you, and you can access that with the QR code on the right, or just go to cdk.com/accounting. This webpage contains information about all the new workflows that we're currently deploying to dealers, including workflow descriptions, workflow benefits, and some of the metrics we're seeing associated with those benefits, quick overview videos of the new workflows, links to the CDK University training courses that Mary just mentioned. It also tells you how much time those training courses take, so you can plan around that. We have some dealer testimonial quotes for the workflows, and of course, availability updates. So feel free to access that page and bookmark that. It's there for you and there to pass along the information about the new workflows. As always, our customer success team is going to be there with you all along the way. As Mary mentioned, the customer success team was very helpful to Corwin as they transition to the new workflows. And this includes your customer success manager and your customer success specialists. They're going to help you transition very smoothly. And we also have many other success engagement tools, such as executive business reviews, customer success plans, being able to find out who your customer success manager and who your representatives are right there within CDK Unify. We also have webinars, customer success manager guidance touch points, of course, our CDK Resource Center, reference guides, online help, customer care, CDK University, certifications, and of course, professional services consulting. All of those things available for you and at your fingertips. Of course, we're here to help, and we're happy to do so. I want to take a minute to also introduce CDK SimplePay. If you haven't heard of CDK SimplePay, we launched this earlier this year, and it's a great way for you to process payments from your customers. Embedded within CDK, SimplePay delivers the streamlined payments, automated reconciliation, which is an important aspect since this is an accounting session, and compliant surcharging and elevated customer experience. There's a breakout session for CDK SimplePay happening right now, so feel free to check out that recording. I also want to let you know of a great event coming up next year. CDK Connect Live Edition is happening in Nashville, May 19th through the 21st of 2026. It's going to be one great event with 3 distinct tracks. Truck Connect for our heavy truck dealers, Accounting Connect, of course, for all the business office and accounting users, IT Connect for all of the IT folks. It's going to be a great event, be general sessions and breakout sessions, keynote speakers, networking opportunities. We'll have an exhibit hall with sponsors, and of course, we'll have a fantastic party as well. What's really great is that for the next 10 days or so, you can register for CDK Connect Live at almost half price for $795. That's $600 off, and that's valid until October 31st. Last year was a great event. We got a lot of great feedback, and we're hoping to make it even better this year. I want to thank you for your time. At this point, we'll transition to questions, and I'll be happy to answer those for you. Looks like we've got a couple of questions here. We'll go ahead and start working through those. So the first question we have is, we're in a multi-company environment and we do not see the proper setups to book all of our journal companies available. I believe that's in the new environment. Can I request someone from CDK contact me so that I can get this resolved? Absolutely. A few of those setups may not yet be available, but we'll certainly help you walk through that and help you get those set up for you. And Missy, we'll get your information and we'll follow up with you online after the event with one of our customer success specialists. Thank you for your question. All right, I'm going to pass the next question over to Greg, who's joined me for the Q&A. Will the new batch posting tell you if a reference number has been duplicated when you enter that journal entry? I guess that's in a batch posting.
Yes, and yes, it absolutely does. When you upload that file, you have a review page, so you're able to see and correct anything that would be wrong with that posting, including the reference number duplicated.
Excellent. Thank you, Greg. The next question that we see is, will PCK go away? The short answer to that is yes. The longer version of that answer is probably when, I guess you said, when will it go away? And that just varies dealer by dealer. As we start to roll out the new workflows, and we've done a lot of rolling out of the new workflows with quite a few dealers, and we've gone through a pretty extensive process to make sure that dealers are having a positive experience with the new workflows and not having any issues. And at that point, then we start removing the function, the specific function. So we're doing that very carefully, of course. And again, as I mentioned earlier, we don't say that to alarm you, but to let you know that information so that you're ready when that time comes for your dealer. Next question. I see the AR workflow available to me, but how do I know if it's ready to use? We had been a pilot, but the Unify numbers did not match our DMS numbers, so we were told to hold off. Thank you for that question, Jennifer. That's a good question. We'll probably need to look at that with your customer success manager, just to make sure that you're ready to go ahead and start using that new workflow. If there was an issue that came up, I would assume that that's resolved by now, but we'll take a look at that offline and follow up with you. That's a fantastic question. Okay, we use CDK e-payments, and we cannot use the reconciliation templates in a multi-company environment for cash receipts. Is this resolved in SimplePay? Thank you for that question, Jeremiah. I don't know the answer to that one off the top of my head. Greg, do you know if SimplePay utilizes the reconciliation template?
It's a known issue with SimplePay, and they have been working on it. I don't have the latest as to whether it's been resolved yet, but we can definitely find that out.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremiah. We'll check with the SimplePay team and make sure that you get an answer back from that group also. That's a great question. Thank you. Okay, are there APIs to allow third-party services providers to integrate to the accounting modules? So I'm going to take a swing at that question, and then Greg can follow up with anything else that I missed or correct. So we are working on APIs to allow third-party service providers to integrate to the new accounting workflows. For example, handling payments, etc. Use is a great example of integrating to the new workflows through their invoicing process and having those vendor invoices come into AP invoice workflow. So we are starting that process. Obviously, we don't have them all available yet, but that is the plan, is to have some API access available to third parties to integrate with accounting as we move forward with the new technology. Anything to add to that, Greg? Or
no, as you mentioned, use integrations already live. The AP outsourcing integration is in pilot right now. We've got actually 3 different vendors that are actively testing it now. And then AR will follow probably early next year or the first half of next year.
Excellent. Thanks, Greg. Next question is, we are a heavy truck dealer in Canada. Is there anything different for us? You are heavy truck dealers, and dealers in Canada are also getting the new workflows. So you'll see those as well we've started deploying to some dealers in Canada. So yes, these will be available for you as well. The next question, you referenced PCK is going away. What about CHK? CHK will be in the same boat. So yes, so we'll, as I mentioned, as we go through and have replacement functionality for those functions with the new workflows, we're gradually moving dealers over to the new workflows, and those legacy functions will go away as well over time. Thank you, Robin, for your question.
CHK is replaced by on-demand payments, which is live now. Mm-hmm.
Great. Yeah, good point. Thanks, Greg. Next question is, are you familiar with the DTNA's Fleet Boost, previously known as Pinnacle, program, and how this will cooperate with CDK? Jody, I don't know the answer to that question. Greg, do you have some insight into that, or do we need to get back to Jody?
I don't. I know that, I know the truck team has been working on that in particular, but I don't know the status of it. So we'll have to get with the truck team.
Okay. The next question, long one, hang in there with me on this one, Greg. You might need your help. Oops, can't see it anymore. From an internal control perspective on journal entry postings, is there any kind of a review / approval process in the works? As in, for example, a clerk pushes an entry to the posting tank, which will be like a pending transaction, and it is reviewed by the controller before it is posted. I know we have the save functionality now that can go back and be posted in that. Greg, do you want to add some additional insight into that on permission?
Yes, yes. Right, you can through permissions, through roles and permissions, assign a clerk role that can only save to the pending transactions. There's another feature that's coming that will allow you to do that on a per journal entry instead of per user basis. But the short answer is yes, we will be covering that use case.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you for the question also. Next question is, what is the reason for removing PCK rather than having either available? Yeah, great question. And generally speaking, as we move forward, obviously our effort here is to provide a better experience for you and to really give you that longevity that you need in your technology platform that you're utilizing to run your dealership. The new accounting workflows provide that stability, longevity, and that platform to do things like additional capabilities, new APIs, start to mix in some AI capabilities down the road. And so that really gives you a better platform to operate the dealership than what we have available with the legacy functions. And it's going to take time to move off of the legacy functions, and we understand that, and I know you do too. And there's some good to that, and there's some bad with that. It's a little bit of a long process, but yet it lets you adjust along the way versus having large interruptions to your processes as a dealership. So that's the reason why. Now, granted, as we go through the process, you will have overlap where you're able to use both. And in some cases, some dealers are doing that for a lengthy amount of time. But there does come a point in time where we do need to start deprecating that legacy functionality. And again, that's happening very gradually, very carefully over a long period. The next question is, will there be any improvements in reporting for multi-company accounting within the new accounting workflows and modernizations? It's very limited currently. Very short answer to that is yes. There will absolutely be new capabilities coming focused on multi-company accounting and additional features within the workflows that we've already rolled out that are more suited for multi-company. So stay tuned, and we will have those available to you as we go through really probably into the spring as we get into late this year. Okay. When will I be able to attach AP invoices that will go into DSDA as we enter them into accounting? Greg, I'll take a swing at this, and then I might ask you for some additional thoughts. But certainly, AP invoices now will go into our new search and archive, which is the new document management system. Anything that's gone into DSDA is moved up to the search and archive capability, but anything in the new workflows goes directly to the search and archive or the cloud document management. We are rolling out and starting to roll out a new scanning tool, so you could watch the document management session to learn more about that. I'll probably have some additional information as well on your current question there. But Greg, any additional insight that we can add to Jeremiah for that question?
Sure, and I'm not sure what's meant by attach AP invoices. Within the AP invoice workflow, you can attach documents to an invoice that's either coming electronically or one that you've hand keyed in. So that would be, you could attach a scan of the invoice, you could attach supporting documentation. That's true throughout the AP workflow. So hopefully that answers the question.
Okay. Next question. Good question. This is one that comes up a fair amount. Is there a cost to set up, to get set up with the additional Unify setups? So is there a cost associated with these new accounting workflows? There is not. It's part of our effort to make sure that you've got great accounting functionality from CDK for many years to come. As I mentioned earlier in the presentation, we've been providing great accounting technology to dealers for over 40 years. We want to continue to do that for at least 40 more years. And so this is part of that process. So this is part of improving your user experience and giving you that long-term technology platform that you need to operate your dealership. So there's no additional cost for these new accounting workflows. Next question, are you still accepting, oops, moved on me there. Are you still accepting pilot dealers? We're an independent dealer and have some differences in the way that we utilize the DMS. We'd like to explore your product managers to help with efficiencies. Yeah, Missy, we've got a lot of great pilot and early access opportunities available on various workflows. We'd be happy to talk to you about making those available. So we'll certainly take note of that, and we'll reach out to you after the event and talk to you about which ones make sense to be part of that program.
Yeah, Dan, if I could add too, many of the workflows are currently live with dealers. They're some are in general availability, and we're in the process of onboarding. And you do have the ability for those workflows. That includes all of AR. That includes AP invoice, AP payment. You can use them while you're using the DMS, either or. So you're able to sort of self-pilot maybe. You can just turn it on and have users experience it, provide any feedback for anything that you might need at being an independent dealer. So I'd encourage you to do that, in addition to a true pilot for anything upcoming, as Dan said.
Excellent. Thank you, Greg, for that additional insight. Next question, broad timelines. When would you expect all dealerships to be using the new accounting workflows and legacy drive disabled for all? Well, that's a risky one. And the short answer there is, I don't know. I'll answer it this way. I would expect us, as we go through 2026, to really start getting pretty deep into that process. I don't know if we'll get all the way through it, but I think we'll make some pretty significant progress towards having the new workflows available to most of our dealerships out there, and in that process, turning off some legacy functions. Will it be all of them? I don't know. I think this would be a good time to interject a plug for our CDK Connect live event, which will be in May of next year, May 20th to first. As you saw in the slides earlier in the presentation, I can probably give you a little bit better answer on that. What is that, 6 or 7 months down the road? With that CDK Connect, as I mentioned earlier in the presentation, that registration site is open. Now's the time to save a significant amount on that registration. So feel free to check that out. And again, when we get to that event in May, we'll be talking about our current progress, what's coming next, and many of you will be well into that at that point also. All right. Will the new functions allow better notes into the DMS? We love the ability to put notes in Accessa and Tekion and would like to see the same in CDK.
Short answer is yes. There's various places you can add notes now, whether it's on the AR customer or in certain areas, adding notes to journal entries, things like that. And we do plan extensive ability to enter and share notes in reporting, for example, like schedules. So sort of all over the application, you'll see places where notes can be entered and in the appropriate circumstances shared with others.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to go back and clarify on the previous question that I gave a long answer to about the timeline. I would just, in general, I would anticipate that almost should be all of our dealers using the new accounting workflows in 2026. That's the goal that we have internally. So I think that's a good kind of broad general benchmark for expectations related to that. Okay. Anything in the works for accounts payable similar to SimplePay, where payments can be issued to vendors directly through CDK? Asking as a Canadian client. Good clarification there. Greg, I'm not sure if you have an answer for that one. I don't know the answer to that.
Yes, it is on the roadmap. It is something that we're actively pursuing. I would say stay tuned to early next year.
Okay. Thank you. When are CHK and PCK going away? Now, this is a question that's very difficult to answer to a broad group because this answer is going to be different for each of you. So, for example, in some cases, for some dealers, that's already happened, and those dealers no longer have access to that. And we went through a process with them of making sure they don't have any issues. If they had issues, we didn't necessarily take it away and work through those things. But like I said, that's already happened. So as we go through 2026, you will see that going away, probably for most of our dealers on those, because we've got a pretty good jump on that already. Okay. Let's see here. Next question: Our service managers always ask for a password or way to block advisors from closing to policy without their review and approval. Currently, we use a control pattern, but it prints on the accounting copy, so not a good control. Jeremy, I'm not sure if I'm following your question. Greg, do you have thoughts on that?
I don't. That may be something we can get with the service team and see about that. But we can follow up afterwards.
Hey, Jeremiah, if you wouldn't mind emailing your question to me, you can email it to me at dan.doolan@cdk.com, and we'll follow up with you on that. Okay. And that's true for anyone. If you have additional questions that you'd like to follow up with us on, feel free to shoot me an email. Again, dan.doolan@cdk.com. Next question. Are major changes still being made to the accounting workflows, or are they fully completed? I would not say that they're fully completed. We're still, some are, and it's interesting as we go through this, some we could say are complete, but we're always going to be adding features and adding new capabilities to those. So we're always continuous state of innovation as we deliver new functionality, and even as you are on new workflows or move to new accounting workflows, we'll always be adding new features to those. So, but I think in general, the spirit of your question is everything complete for accounting? And we're still working on some things and still starting to roll those out. So a lot of great new things to come as it relates to accounting.
Yeah, Dan, if I might add real quick that I would call them the basic day-to-day functions that you do in Drive accounting, with the exception of reporting, are live and complete, and we're rolling them out. As Dan mentioned, we are always going to be innovating over that with your input, with your cooperation, but the basic functionality, the day-to-day stuff of AP clerks and AR clerks and accounting in the general ledger, that's done.
Okay, great, thanks, Craig. Next question: early 2026 or late 2026 for CHK and PCK to go away? Again, it's going to vary by dealer. I would say that CHK and PCK will probably see those predominantly going away in the first half of 2026 for most dealers. Okay. Next question. Can multi-bank accounts be used in the new workflows as currently the case with PCK checks? So I think that's the multi-cash and bank accounts. We're starting to roll that out now. We have quite a few dealers using the new AP payments workflow with multi-cash and bank functionality, and we'll continue to roll that out with the more dealers as we go through. Now, I just want to point out, just timing-wise, we're not gonna move dealers to new workflows. We might make some available for you to try and to use in conjunction with legacy functions, but we're not going to go through that enablement process and remove functions, remove access to functions as we go through December and January, just because of year end and everything happening with that. So I don't want you to have the impression that we're gonna spring something else on you at year end. We're not. We do have some great new 1099 capabilities available using the new 1099 workflow. Some great new capabilities there. So watch for notifications related to the 1099 functionality for year end. But other than that, we're not going to roll out anything new as it relates to the new workflows and removing like PCK and CHK as we go through December and January. All right, we have barely enough time for one last question. I'm currently using Use, which is bringing in invoices into AP invoice, but the approval process is something we like. We have a new payable workflow in CDK, have an approval process like Use. So just real quick, we just got a few seconds remaining, and we do have unposted entries, but I don't know that we'll have the full scanning capability, but stay tuned. As I mentioned, we're always innovating and a lot of new things to come. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Thank you for joining CDK Connect. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
Hi, everyone.